What are the top 3 criteria you use to assess whether a property is investment grade?
Lovely.
That's a good question. Look, I suppose it's like I said before, it's in an area that is going to grow. A good investment property isn't necessarily the place where you want to live as an owner-occupier. An owner-occupier property isn't necessarily going to make a good investment as well. So looking at the area for one, looking at the cash flow or the yield, because you need that to support to help hold the property. Where like if your circumstances and you're digging into your pocket, you might only be able to buy 1 or 2 properties, and it comes to an end of your portfolio. So the growth and the cash flow is fundamental to growing a portfolio. And then I suppose we just want to make sure that the property doesn't have any warts on the property. And what I mean by that is, while it's very easy to sell properties at the moment in terms of sales agents selling property or selling your own properties, and it might be on a main road or it might be flood affected, and power lines, bat colony, abattoir, like there's a whole range of different things, and they're all selling really easily because there's a shortage of property. But the market's not always like that, and the market turns, and when the market becomes slower and it's a buyer's market, so there's more buyers than sellers. I've seen those properties sit on the market for 12 months with, you get one offer, and you've got to drop the price significantly, or maybe you just can't sell it if there's no buyers. And all markets will go through that time. Again, they go through their cycles. And so if you're holding in that property, you want it to be as liquid as possible and be able to sell it, if you have to or want to during those times where it's maybe not the best market to be selling in, but if you're forced to, you want it to be able to sell it for a decent price. You don't want to be stuck with it, or have to really significantly drop the price. So is it in a growth area, the cash flow, and making sure it's got no warts? I mean, the other thing that I look for is, does it have any upside to it? That was probably 4 and you only asked for 3, but does it have an upside? I like having growth, cash flow, and some sort of upside to the property. Can we add some value to it? Can we do something with it in the future? The X factor, I suppose.